to the Woman's Legacy podcast show. This podcast is for all women identifying as trailblazers, entrepreneurs, pioneers, visionaries, and or priestesses who have already built so much. You've maybe already made the big money. You've maybe built a successful business. You may have your dream partner. You may have manifested the thing, and you want more. And as you already have built so much, you do not necessarily want faster and higher, but deeper, more meaning, more pleasure, more impact. You ask, what now? What's my next evolution? My next era? My next step? Here to build a legacy. If you can't take your followers and fame to the grave, what do you want to build? What do you want to leave behind? How do you want to have lived? What is your legacy? That we explore in this podcast. I'm your host, Julia, and with my brand Luxury Goddess, I have been a coach and mentor since 2018. I have made over 4 million euros in the German marketplace alone. I have emigrated with my beautiful family as we always have dreamed of. I've moved from trauma bonding to a beautiful, thriving relationship of many years with my dream man. I travel, I love my community, I love my life, and continually expand into innovation. More bliss, more heartfelt service, here to build a legacy. So if you resonate with this and are on a similar mission, my work in this podcast is for you. Let's dive into today's episode. Enjoy. Welcome to today's episode. And if you haven't listened to any other episodes before, I want to make sure you know this. I want this whole podcast to feel like a book and each episode like a chapter. And at the same time, I want you to always get wisdom nuggets, golden nuggets, really something that helps you and supports you on your way with each episode and each topic we dive into. So the actual first episode was, what is your next era? What is your next step? What is your next evolution? What is the phase you are currently in or stepping into? And I was going to talk about different modalities today that help me in my life, but I'm feeling another way today, because I think more important than what we work with and how we go about our next evolution or the current evolution is really the motivation of what we are about to do or be or have or decide. And I really want to serve with this episode so that you really have a reflection here that is very true to you. So I'm offering this episode as a check-in for you to not only, like last episode, contemplate your next era evolution phase, but to understand why you want that and to understand what you truly want. And so I want to talk about motivation today and understanding better what it is that you really want in any moment, of course, right? But looking at our evolution, this can come up. I'm going to start by talking a little bit how this was about for me. When I started my business in 2017, I was motivated for many reasons. Some of them, honestly, were still from not feeling worthy, and I wanted to feel worthy through the work I did, through the validation that I got. I wanted to feel important with my work. And so, of course, these reasons weren't really, I don't want to say they're bad reasons, because I don't really want to judge anything and anyone. We're all on our way. And I also don't want to judge the former version of me, because she got me here. And until we know a better way, or until we know a more healthy way to relate to ourselves and to others and so on, We don't know. And the more we forgive ourselves and the more we meet us and ourselves and others with love, with compassion, not saying that we have to love it, just not judge it. We can discern, we can have boundaries, we can say, no, I don't want that, right? But we can also understand and have compassion. And I like that because in this way, it feels more inclusive, more healing to me than thinking I was wrong and it wasn't okay, because it's all I knew back then, right? And I invite you to do the same. So when you follow this episode right now and just, really contemplate, you might see, oh, wait, I did this in the past for a validation or because performance reasons or addiction reasons. Like I was just addicted to the validation or the success or whatever, right? And there's nothing bad about realizing that the contrary is the case. The more consciousness we bring into why we do things and what it really serves, the better. And in this way, we will always find out blind spots, but that's okay. That's human. That's part of the evolution, I feel. So I invite you to just really have compassion with yourself as well. So I'm inviting you to really feel into what it is that you want to do, have, what the next thing is for you, your next goal, your next wish, something that you feel. And it doesn't have to be something that is outside of you that you want to manifest, like a house or a vacation. It could be that you want to trust more, you want to learn a new skill, or you want to enjoy more time with yourself, or you want to strengthen your relationship, right? It could be anything. I ask you, why do you want that? Why do you want that? And if you deepen this contemplation, it's the question, what are the needs that get fulfilled by doing that? What are the actual needs behind that? Because if we look at that, we can understand that there's many strategies and many ways to fulfill that need. And that is always a good thing, because then we don't get too attached to something we want to do, have. We understand there's so many ways to fulfill that need. That is important because in this way we stay and strengthen personal power. We understand we are the creators and the creatrix. We have the power. Instead of creating circumstantial power where we feel addicted to something that we do because we feel the need fulfilled through that and only that. Instead of understanding, of course, if I want to feel more vital, I'm going to look at what I eat or, moving my body, but I'm not going to feel addicted to it because my self-worth doesn't rely on it, or just on one of these things, or so understanding why you want something, because we are used to being a certain way always until we contemplate and reflect on that and we consciously change that. But until we don't, there's a certain way we are. That's just normal. It's conditioning. It's the way we were raised. It's the way we were influenced by school and surrounding. And so we learned a lot of things. These could be limiting beliefs or beliefs that support us. And if it's limiting beliefs, we want to find those out, of course, right? We want to see, I feel like I have to perform. I want to be the most successful person on this earth. And again, there's not necessarily something wrong with any of this. You can feel like you want to be the most successful person on this earth. Just, do you put your self-worth on it? Or do you feel worthy even though you make less in a month or something? So you want to make sure that your real, authentic needs that you have get fulfilled through yourself and not an external goal. Of course, if my need is to be regulated and relaxed and enjoy my femininity. For example, it is, right? That's a real need I have, and something I always love to strengthen as a woman, to really stand in my feminine. I like to receive a massage. I like to do breathwork sessions. I like to do certain things that really have me feeling very feminine. But say the massage woman cancels, or I don't really feel like doing the breathwork, and it's not about discipline, it's really listening to my body, then that feels feminine as well. Listening to me, doing something instead that nourishes me, right? So that's what I want to say. If I understand the need behind my wish or goal or evolution era, the thing I want to be, do, have, I understand that I can make it happen anyway, because it's like, that's the secret of manifestation, right? I understand what I want behind it, and I can see it now. I can feel it now. I can have it now. Like, if my goal is to have a huge house one day by the sea, I don't have to feel bad until I have it. I can understand why I want it. And it could be having wealth. Then how do I feel wealthy right now? It could be because I like hosting people, because I like community. Okay, then that's good to know. That's good to reflect upon, because then I can strengthen that right now and meet people regularly, right? So we want to make sure what the motivation behind it is, because a huge thing in our society is codependency, is performing for love, is thinking that love means it's hard. Love is hard. Life is hard. And for love, I have to work hard. And so we have to understand that could be a pattern. We want to look for that. Same with, I can either have success or love. Just one thing. Right? Because that's what we learned. Many of us. You just want to check in with yourself. I'm not saying it's like that for you, right? But we want to check in with ourselves. So why do I want that? And that's something, coming back to my story, that I really reflected upon. Because what I shared before, it's not that was the only reason I did what I wanted to do. I also started 2017 my business because I was having breakthroughs in my femininity and sexuality. And I really felt, oh my gosh, I thought there was nothing that could help me anymore. I felt like I tried everything. Now I'm having these breakthroughs. I need women to know this. I need to tell women what I'm learning about me, about my body, about my femininity, because maybe they feel like me. Maybe they're stuck. Maybe they think there's no other way. So I want to make sure I bring this into the world. So there was an intrinsic motivation of, I want to share this. But then the more I did, I felt worthy because of the feedback I got. I felt validated the more feedback I got. And I felt like I had to save people and over-deliver in a way that didn't feel healthy to me. But again, I didn't know another way. I couldn't even say it the way I say it now, because that's just who I was then. But now that I know all that, I can share it with you. And I use it, of course, for me as well, asking, why do I want that? So now, where I'm at in my business and life, I ask, what do I truly want? And why? I don't just ask, what do I want? I ask, why? Why do I truly want that? What do I hope to have or get or feel? What is the motivation? In business, we can say, what is the mission? What is the vision? And why? Why do I feel called? And that can be a beautiful check-in to either find blind spots and see, right, yeah, I want to feel needed. Okay, interesting. What's the real need behind that? What's the need? I want to feel seen. I want to feel important. It's probably self-worth, right? So that's the thing that can help us to see, oh, right. Yeah. Because in this way, we just, it's like sweeping something under the rug, like the dirt on the rug, but it's still there. It'll still be there. I can sweep it under, but it'll still be there. And in the end, it'll be a huge thing. So the more I ask why truly and why really, I can, either or maybe find blind spots, and I can see, no, these reasons are like, they feel true to me. I want to stick with them. And what is the need behind it, or the needs behind them? So I can fulfill those already. I can have more fun on the way. And I can understand that there's femininity on the path, because I'm not going to be happy when I have the thing, or I'm not going to be anything just then, right? Because that's the illusion we have in this world. When we have the money, then. When I have the partner, then. But that is always outside of us. That is always circumstantial. And that is not real and true inner personal power. And we want to work on that. So the more we understand if there's a blind spot, and the more we understand what the real needs are, we can fulfill them already, right? I can say, oh, I'm building an empire, but I'm not going to have to feel bad until I go there. The whole reason of living is that I enjoy the ride. So what do I want to feel? I want to feel I changed something in this world. I want to feel that I'm serving. I want to feel that I've put my creativity into something that's serving people. Okay, great. How do I feel that now? In this moment? How do I feel this today? Right? I want to feel feminine. I want to feel free. How do I do that? Okay, time freedom, for example. Okay, how can I work towards that, right? Until I have it, which in my case, I already do. I'm totally time free. And I, of course, have like a few dates where I do things, but that's like 4 hours a week, 4 times a week, each an hour. And I enjoy it very much. And I've gotten to that point, right? It wasn't yesterday to today, until today, but I started doing it. So 2017 until 2020, I gave yoga classes and Pilates and dance classes until enough money came into my business that I didn't have to do that anymore. But until I did give those classes to make sure I'm not depending on money coming in. I'm not dependent or depending on a certain client saying yes, right? So we want to look at that, and that's what I want to offer today. Your real motivation to either find blind spots and or see either way the real motivation or motivations behind what you want. Maybe even the mission, the vision, and why you feel it true in your body. Because the more reasons you collect, you can visualize it now, you can feel it now, you can be excited about it now. It's in this way, it's true now. You manifest it now. It's going to be quicker in your physical reality. And you know the needs that you can fulfill every day to feel this way every day in the process, enjoying the process. Because that's what we want. At least that's what I want to offer to you, because we're here to live. We're here to expand. We're here to enjoy. We're here to flow with all emotions. Sometimes it's not about enjoying. Sometimes it's about being the vessel for sadness, for example. But then we are there for ourselves. And we don't want to make it go away, because we understand that's life. It flows through us. That's sacred as well. So we let it flow through us. So that's what I wanted to share with you today as a chapter in this whole book, the motivation. So always check in with you. If there's something new you want to do, if you're invited to do something, if there's a deal or anything that you can have, do, or be, and you feel about it and you think about it, feel into the real motivation. Ask why. Ask it again and again. See what needs there are. Is there something external that you believe you can only have through that? Because then it'll be important to look there, and if you truly want it, or if it just seems like the only way or the best way. So really check in with yourself so you have the best life. That's really the goal. To have the best life, to have the best process of everything, because all of that is life. And for me, it's about, yes, a legacy, but about enjoying building it, enjoying living, enjoying creating, because everything I leave behind, whatever it is, also has the energy of the moment I created in. And I make sure that that is potent. So thank you for tuning in today. I hope there was something in this for you, and I'll catch you next time. That was today's episode of the Woman's Legacy podcast show. I hope this episode and whole podcast serves you. And if it does, I invite you to leave a 5-star review on iTunes or rank the podcast 5 stars on whatever platform you listen, and or subscribe, comment, or share, whatever feels right to you, so we can let all trailblazers and pioneers know that this podcast is out there, here to serve and support. Thank you. From one trailblazer to another, I deeply appreciate you rising for you, your immediate environment, and for this world. I look forward to catch you next time. Yours, Julia.